Hey there, Grimjahk here again, and I'm back with some more Agrarian Skies 2, and I got a couple things to show you. First off, I have another QDS, and I am going to, basically, this drum filled up. And I'm not going to keep making extra drums, although I probably could. I think 256 buckets of sludge right now is quite sufficient for any of my short-term needs. So I will be making a sludge boiler at some point, but for now that can just go away. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw the QDS in there instead and let it drain it out. I was halfway thinking of putting it up there, but I don't know. I'll figure out something there. Now, I moved, as you see, I moved my Endoflames. I'm going to go take a quick nap. Yay, nap time.
But I don't want to go to bed.
Okay, so here we go. I moved all of the Endoflames downstairs, and I moved a mana pool upstairs, and I just realized that that mana pool is not sparing 2 items. Now it is. Okay, so I have the mana pool, Endoflame farm downstairs, pumping upstairs to this mana spreader, pumping to that, or that mana pool, that mana spreader, and then that mana pool. And as soon as mana starts to appear in the bottom again, I know that this mana tablet will be full. Right now, I am just banking mana. I don't need any at the moment. So as you can see, that's half a tablet. And I'll go ahead and throw that back in there. Mana tablets will not despawn. You can walk away and leave them, just like the Fluix crystals and quartz and all those seeds that you toss in the water. So that was that change. Now, what you may or may not have noticed is my Endoflames are looking just a little weird. That's because they are floating Endoflames. The way I did that is I did you take any floating flower and attach it to a utility flower, and you get a floating utility flower. The way you make the floating flowers is, first of all, a pasture seed, which, if you remember, is grass in a mana pool, gives you the pasture seed. And any of the Botania flowers combined with 2 glowstone. So 2 glowstone, any of the flowers, gives you the floating flower. As you see, it'll rotate through them, which you then attach. So where that's useful is you can stack them. See, I've got one there and then one directly above it. I can come over here and continue to throw extras on top of these if I decide I want more. And as I did before, I moved all of that there. But you know what I decided was I may be in a situation where I want to turn off the mana generation. Not likely, but I want to check something. A thought occurred to me that if I put a lever on the block that the upper redstone is on, will that interrupt it even if, well, that was silly. Will that interrupt it even if it uses up the material on the plate? So let's go test that right now. I believe it will. I mean, this is vanilla mechanics, and if I throw a signal on that block, yep, oh, nope, other way around. That was not what I wanted. So what I want to do is I want to put that down here. So if I do that, I dumped way too much. Okay, so come on, finish it all off. Okay, so no more charcoal falling. Switch is on. Switch is now off. Everything's running. Okay, so I have the ability to interrupt. Now, if you notice, I have 49 stacks of charcoal. And the reason there are 49 stacks of charcoal is all of my oak wood is gone. And I did increase the size of my tree farm. I upped the, there is a upgrade in the below. It was lapis. I moved it up to tin. I'm not going to move it up to iron, because if I do that, then it will start planting on the mycelium. And at the moment, how am I doing on? Yeah, I think I can still use a few 100,000 more mushrooms. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone for the moment. 8 stacks of apples, 32 stacks of saplings. I have, oh yeah, I've got more than enough rubber. So at this point, I am going to, yeah, if I go through that much rubber, something is seriously wrong. Okay, so let's take my portable building blocks. Actually, I wonder if I can just jump up and go, hey, yeah, I can. All right, so I will throw that in there and collect those and be done with it. And so now I do not need to worry about rubber anymore. So that's good. Dump those in there, dump my leftovers in there, and that will give me more oak without, well, a little bit more. And let's give you something to do while I'm here. Yeah, I promise to not do any serious singing, because that's not what I do. Some people have likened it to tormenting small animals, or being a tormented small animal, one or the other. Yeah, look at all that. Yeah, keep going, keep going. I like seeing that. Yeah, I got to the point where it wasn't harvesting the stuff very fast again, and that's when I realized that the sludge had backed up. So let's go get rid of my sludge barrel. Let's get rid of my watering can. And sludge barrel goes over here. And what I had done was I had set up the automatic sieve again with some soul sand that I had already run through my generator over there, because I needed another gas tier, because I needed another of my little, okay, where did it go? Safari net. No, that's the one with the Enderman. I got one. I had to make one more. I think I left it downstairs. The reason I needed the safari net was I saw this chicken that was hanging out near Chick-fil-A, and I told him I was going to save him and give him a job, and he would live forever. And this is what eternity looks like to a chicken that survived Chick-fil-A. He is now going to be producing. You better start producing. You gotta. You tell you what. You get your first Hey, Fred. Fred, look at me. Look at me, Fred. Oh, you're angry with me now, huh? Look at me. All right. Well, you get your first vacation when you fill the chest. All right. All right. So long as we're on the same page. So, yeah, that's what the purpose of putting Fred in there was, to get some eggs and some feathers. And I am seeing bupkis at the moment. So I am a little surprised at this. And I don't know if that is a new behavior or not, but we shall figure it out. If nothing else, I can just capture him again in the safari net. And I will be making a mob grinder, a spawning grinder. And that's what I use, the safari net that I had the Enderman in. That one is going to be part of it. And yeah, here's the empty one. This is the empty one. I knew it. I'm going to start saving my reward bags. I'm not turning them in unless I'm on camera. Let's see. So my struggle right now that I got the first part of Botania done, what do I really want to jump into next on Botania, or move on to something else? So I've bounced a couple of ideas around in my head. One of the early things I did, or need to do, I should say, and I had mentioned earlier, is putting Silk Touch on my significant items, which being the chopper and the hopper and the basher and the smasher and the sledge-o-matic. So I still have no actual I should have put paper on one of those features rather than all obsidian, now that I think about it. but I don't remember which one I could have done. But so I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to have to do it that way. So 2 blocks of gold, 2 diamonds, bonk, and put the beasties. Oh, that wasn't 2 diamonds. It was 2 stacks of diamonds. Okay, then. All right, do that, and that will give me my... Oh, wait a second. I do not want to put Silk Touch on this one. What I want to put on this one... Actually, what level are you now? Yeah, I got a long way to go before you're even close, but it's still Obsidian Repair. So I'm not going to worry about Grimchopper. The hammer, however, I need Silk Touch on. And the... Ooh, and I already... Oh, that's after I put that in there. It gives me the mods remaining. Okay, so do that. And then I'm going to I'm going to milk this for everything I can. Yeah, you use 4 of them. Burr? Okay. Oh, something's not right here. Silky Jewel. Oh! It would help if I used the actual correct ingredient. I need the diamonds, but I don't need... Keep 1 more, because I know I'm going to need it. 1, 2, there we go. Now I'm going to make my Silk Touch Hammer. The reason for the Silk Touch Hammer is that when you're in the Nether, if you engage the removal of precious materials, aka ores, of any sort, there is a high likelihood that any nearby ore that is direct proximity to it will begin a countdown fizzle and go boom. Now, as soon as that countdown fizzle goes boom, it will then trigger any other material that happens to be within the radius of that explosion. So what you end up with is creating craters that you have to climb down into to get your gear because you're dead. So this is not ideal. So anytime you go into the Nether in an environment where... Do I not have... Oh, you beastie. Because this has luck on it, I cannot put Silk Touch on it. Poop. Okay, so I'll get over it. And how I'll get over it is by making another pick that will go with me. I don't know what I'm going to put on it yet. I am going to go back to sleep because I need those solar generators to keep making power for my tree farm and my little soul sand sifter, which has given me good. I need more gas tiers for the purpose of making a couple more safari nets, because actually I want to have a cow and a sheep and all of that other fun stuff. Along with, I'll pull a couple other mobs out of there like a skeleton, because I will... Yay! Okay. You get to live another day. Okay, so... how am I doing on foodstuffs? Actually, I'm going to move the feathers. Fred, I'm actually going to help you here. I'm going to get you that much closer to your vacation, okay? Can I at least get a thank you? Oh, all right. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. So, things that are on my agenda. Expanding out the back room of the factory. I've already moved the area out. I'm going to expand this room out so that I've got room for my my gears and gadgets and stuff, which I have to install. I will probably move these inputs and outputs over here along this wall, which will get rid of one of those planks right there. Yeah, I need a fluid transposer, a magma crucible, induction furnace, you know, all of the normal stuff. I also will be putting I haven't decided on a design yet, but my grinder is going to be basically a big cube. I mean, it's going to be absolutely nothing interesting, and it's going to be basically down low and hidden out of the way, because I really don't want a whole lot of stuff up here. I still want to do the mob dropper. I'm not giving up on that, but I do want a specific grinder, because you can throw witch water into the grinder with skeletons, and that will get you wither skeleton heads. You can also what else? There's a couple others that you can trigger with the witch water. And how are you doing in here? You're doing, and I probably now have all of the wheat that I can fit in one barrel. Okay, so I'm ready to start conceding that this farm is done, or at the very least losing its usefulness, because I have more than enough. Oh, one other thing that I noticed with a recent change in the pack, unless that was bugged when I tried it, you cannot put wheat and get seeds anymore. It used to be that you could do that. Now you can't. So that's, don't be surprised if you go to do that for your Botania work. But things like carrots, the carrot seeds will still work. You should still be able to convert those over, toss them in if you've got a carrot farm going. I'm going to be producing things like carrots. Part of the reason for Fred's sudden employment and aggressive production schedule is that when I do decide to get into thaumaturgy, you're going to need all of the deconstructing material you can find to get extra research points. Research on this map is done through purchase, not minigame. So you cannot have too many research points in thaumaturgy. Okay, so I'm going to take a little break here. I've been going pretty steadily for 20 minutes. I'm going to think about what it is I really want to do next. I know that I've got other projects that I want to get started, but I don't feel like I've gotten enough here. Actually, let's take a quick look at, okay, let's see what it is that I've completed. Oh, okay. I got one. Here's one. Got one. Here's one. All right, that works. Sky Farm, Tinker Toys, Storage Wars, Mob Hunter, Thaumaturgy, Botania. Yeah, I got one. Here's two. I thought I cleared that one already. Redstone Mana Spreader, I can make one of those, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to get started on the runes. Runes are, they're interesting. They're mostly drudgery. I'm going to make yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be right back, and I'll get set up to start doing some runes. Okay, I'm back. I'm actually not going to do that first. First thing I'm going to do is I just realized the mana is not coming up here as fast as it's being generated. Remember how I had 3 mana spreaders pumping into one mana pool? Well, I now have one mana pool one mana spreader trying to pump mana up to here and then over to here. So I've got basically a throttle. I've got a gate there. So what I'm going to make right now are lenses. So my goal here is to get some strength lenses. Mana lens, phantom, influence, weight, kindle, force, flash, warp. Efficiency or resistance? Potency. That's what I wanted. Okay, so well, I got it. Okay, guess what? I'm still making runes. Alrighty then. Okay, so I'm going to need to make a runic altar, which is 1 mana pearl diamond and 5 living rock. I just so happen to have the required materials on me because that's when I caught that I was stuck in a rut right there. And I'm trying to remember, it does need mana. So I need that. How do I want to do it? Okay, let's go ahead and put it right here. Is that really what I want to do? I don't know. Let me think about that. And I know that I need this, so I'm going to come over here. Oh, foo. Well, it's all right. I can reach in here. And right-clicking with your hammer. Right-clicking with Tcon will immediately place any item that is directly to the right of it, which in this particular case is my was my smooth stone. So, and if you notice the smooth stone that I hit, I've got my Silk Touch hammer, so I'm not breaking my smooth stone. This is a good thing. And I turned off my magnet because I went downstairs and I was getting near my stuff and I didn't want it to all come flying at me. There we go. So here we go again. I just need to get some more living stone going for now. And the one early device that's always great from Thaumaturgy is the Wand of Equal Trade. Now, the Wand of Equal Trade basically means I can once click on the smooth stone and then once click on all the converted stone and it'll go and just suck them all up into my inventory. When it's configured long like this, it will take two clicks or 4 clicks. 3 clicks. The same will be true with wood. I will have one piece of wood just sitting there, and I'll be able to harvest 24 pieces of material that quickly. So let's go ahead and dump off, 32. 8 times 4, 32. Math. Okay, back to making this work. I have not decided completely that that's where I want it to go, but I think that is where it's going to go. So I have gold. I have one of those. Yeah, I hear you over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we do this again. I actually need 2, so I'm going to go ahead and make 2 because I'm going to need a second one downstairs. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to need a second mana spreader downstairs pointing upstairs because even with the lens that I want to make that will help that mana spreader be more efficient, it will still not be enough. Let's get... I do not. Yes, I do. I have it right. Really? I don't have one. Sigh. And here we go. not as fast as a pick, but it gets all of them at once. And right now, mostly I'm interested in leveling it up. So this gives me, matter of fact, let me show you how these level up, which is kind of cool. It is currently at 128 out of 7893. Oh joy. 128 should go up at least 6. Yeah, 128 went up 6. So it takes a little while to level these up at the early levels, which surprises me even for clumsy, but it's at reinforced 3. I think that's what it's already assuming. So it gives me plenty of living rock. And oh, I am hurting for living wood, so I need to turn off. Whoops, that's not what I need to turn off. Oh, I never showed you my charcoal. Charcoal is not working. What the heck? Over? Are you just out? All right, let's turn this off for a moment. And, well, that was weird. That was a visual glitch. Okay. Yeah. So what was happening is the wood from the tree farm comes down in here in the B-Space barrel. The table has upgrades. I now have the auto transfer upgrade in my production table. And the way it works is you have to tell it what side to accept material on. If you notice, input is enabled and output is disabled on fuel. Okay, on all of the furnaces, it says input is enabled on the right and output on the bottom. All of the furnaces are the same way. Okay, so what's happening is the wood comes in here. Oops, let's look at the actual main interface now. Wood comes in here and starts cooking up and then gets spit out the bottom. Well, when it comes up the bottom, it can either go back in here to keep the fuel filled on the production table or come over here. So it's a slightly efficient way to do it. I also put in 4 fuel efficiency upgrades. That's kind of important. So, yeah, this, hello ring. The ring works. Yeah, the ring works. Okay, so there we go. Now I've got some wood, and I actually need it to keep producing wood, and I need it to stop cooking at all because I need to make some living wood, or I am not going to get anywhere very far very fast. So we have reached the point of saying goodbye. Thank you very much for, I'm going to keep working on this a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to record my next episode in just a few moments. Thank you very much for coming by, for watching, for listening to my silly jokes, seeing some of the stuff that I'm trying to present to you. I'm just having a blast. But you heard that now, what, 18 times? I think this is episode 17 or 18. So I'm not going to stop saying it because I really am appreciative. Without you as viewers, I've got no audience. So, and I'm here to entertain. And thank you very much, and have a good evening. Goodbye.